musky walleye bass. Okay, here we go. Woo! Hey guys, Big John here. So yeah guys, it's April 19th, 2020. Guys, we got somebody special coming in the Grateful Shed today. Well, they're not physically going to be here because of the whole social distancing thing, but we're going to talk to them via cell phone. We're going to have Mayor Aldo DiCarlo from Amherstburg. He's going to come on, and I just want to ask him a few questions on what we can do to help with this COVID-19 and what kind of expectations there are as we try to move forward and beat this. Guys, we truly got to be warriors throughout this whole process. I mean, it's a tough battle. Let's get on the phone, give him a call, and let's ask him a few questions and see what we can do to help.
Hey.
Hello, Mayor Aldo DiCarlo. How you doing?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Good, good. It's Big John here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first, I'd just like to say thank you to you and all your counselors and everybody involved in helping out with this COVID-19. I know it's a real scary thing, and just everybody in general. Even the frontline workers and just the people staying home. I want to start off by saying thank you to all you guys, and just wondering, like, tracking forward here, what we can do, to help out as Amherstburgians.
Well, first of all, thanks for that. I know everyone will appreciate that. It's definitely been a group effort in that respect. It's a lot going on, doing all this emergency stuff while still taking care of some day-to-day business.
Yeah.
It's required a lot of hours, but people are putting it in, and it's just the kind of community we live in. So it's all good.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like that's what Amherstburgians are all about. We just everybody's good at helping out, and is there anything that anybody can do to help? Like, is our old age facilities in Amherstburg, do they all have enough masks and gloves and all that stuff, or?
Well, those are the kind of things I think we got to keep an eye on. It started to that kind of stuff is starting to trickle in now finally.
Okay.
So that's good. Our fire department, which takes care of our emergency response stuff, is keeping an eye on that as we as the numbers, as we need stuff. I would say just keep an eye on social media. We always post that kind of stuff on Facebook and Twitter, what we need, when we need it. Our long-term care homes seem to be doing well. As far as I can tell, we don't have any numbers coming out of there yet.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is just keeping an eye on each other, especially isolated seniors.
Okay.
If you got any isolated seniors in your neighborhood, those are going to be the ones that we really got to keep an eye on.
Okay.
We don't want them to get exposed. And so, if there's anybody you can help out by, doing groceries for them, just kind of talking to them, obviously, without getting too close.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I think we gotta focus on. I know everybody's getting a little stir crazy. There's a lot of people walking around, and that's good. Getting some air. It's going to help get us through this, and as long as we maintain that distance, I think we should be all right.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like everybody's probably getting. I can't really say I'm an essential worker, so I really haven't been off yet. But from what I hear, like, a lot of people have been off. A lot of people are starting to go a little stir crazy, and that's understandable. But, like, I'm thinking, if they're in public and they're keeping their distance 6 feet apart, again, fresh air. I think that's good, and just really wearing that mask and and those gloves, even right down to when you're pumping gas, I think is a good thing. For the next little while. I think the toughest thing for me is I was always a handshake type of guy and a huggable type of guy, and those days are done for a while. I used to like pulling somebody in and giving them a big hug, and you can't do that right now. It's those days are done for a while. So
Yeah, I'm pretty much exactly the same. That's my personality, pretty much my culture, my heritage, right?
yep,
That's we're very much huggers and kissers kind of thing. That's how we greet people, and that's probably been one of the hardest things is get used to not doing that at the very least in the short term. But I think it's going to be a while before that comes around again.
oh, for sure, for sure. And in the meantime, like what can we do to help out small business? Not just Amherstburg, but everywhere. Like there's a lot of businesses that are really hurting out of this, and I'm just praying that they all survive. And but is there anything we can do, or it's
Well, the obvious ones are, the ones that are still open, kind of,
yeah,
where you can, pick up or delivery. Uh, they're going to need the business as much as they can right now. I know, we're eating from a lot of restaurants in town.
yep,
Delivery and pickup, depending on who they are, as much as we can. For the ones that offer, gift certificates and stuff, it's not going to hurt to buy some to keep them going.
yep,
There is, some good government incentives to kind of keep them afloat for now.
okay,
I think the big thing for them, I think, is going to be when they reopen.
yep,
They're really going to need our business, and that's when it'll be critical.
yeah.
That we support them as much as we possibly can.
Amherstburg's been on the right road the last couple of years, and we got this little speed bump in front of us right now, but we'll be rolling again soon. And I'm trying to get some positive vibes out there for everybody. There's a lot of people that are down and blue right now, and
Yeah,
so
I think trying to stay positive is going to be the tough part. From the messaging coming from the upper levels of government, we're still looking at a few weeks of this.
yep,
And so, like a few weeks ago, I think people were hoping to kind of be out and about by the time the sun started to come out regular. And
yeah,
it doesn't look like anything's going to be back to normal by any means for a bit longer.
yeah,
We're just going to have to do everything we can to remember that this will be over eventually. It's really important that we stay positive.
yeah.
Staying in touch with people as much as possible is going to help. I know for Easter, I just made a bunch of video calls with my family, and I think that helped.
Is there any sight to when we'll be able to do like recreational activities again? Like I know right now can't even put even if I wanted to go fishing alone, which I agree with the social distancing, but like we can't even put a boat in the water right now.
And right now, our numbers are still slowly climbing.
Yeah,
Which I think should be a hint for everyone who's a bit frustrated that it's far from over. We're kind of at that critical part where it's going to make or break us. As much as we want to get out there and as innocent as it seems, like the boat ramps were a tough one.
yeah,
I could tell you, as a municipality, we went back and forth on that for at least a solid couple days. I was just bugging the bylaw and the police all day for an entire weekend, just trying to figure out if there was a way we could. I don't want to say get around the provincial
no, but
regulations.
just a way to let people get out there
Yeah.
and be social distancing still.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And so, we kind of left them open for a couple days and monitored them to see if it was possible. And all I can tell you is it did not go well. It was almost impossible for people to maintain that distancing, trying to get boats in the water, trying to get bait, and then sadly there's people who just, you want to be in your boat alone, and we couldn't believe how many boats we saw with tons of people in them, and so it was one of those things where we really had no choice. And then I started getting complaints from the people who don't fish that the regulation was the regulation, and it forced us to just enforce it as is, like the province told us, and it hurt, because I know that people need that to maintain some sanity, to stay positive. And what's even weirder is, the Premier said, go ahead and fish, but, how is the tricky part, because, they say, off of land, but, what we've noticed is that people are getting shoulder to shoulder fishing.
Yeah.
So all we can do is keep an eye on it, as far as getting in the water. Hopefully they lift that ban at some point. Right now we're stuck, enforcing it. And if they lift the ban, for sure, we're gonna do our part to try and reopen it and keep an eye on it. But short term, if you know somebody that can get your boat in the water and maintain that distancing, then by all means, they didn't say we couldn't fish. They just said you couldn't do it this way.
That's understandable. And back to you were saying there that the numbers are still climbing. I agree with that, and I'm pretty sure that we were all expecting that, because the there's a lot more testing going on now. So is there any predictions? I know you don't have a genie in a bottle, but is there any predictions when you guys think that the curve will start to flatten? Because I think for the most part, I think people are really doing a good job on our side of the border, self-distancing and staying home and doing everything possible.
That's actually a really good question, John. And I tell you that the numbers are interesting in that. So the more testing we do, obviously, the more the numbers will go up. But at the same time, we'll also hit a point. What you really got to look at is the percentages, and those are key.
Okay.
Because as long as those percentages stay low, it really is reinforcement for us that we're doing the right thing. I read a good story the other day, and they were talking about, in Ontario at least, our beds are still not full.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to remember is they're not. We don't want them to be. And the key is going to be, to keep doing what we're doing, because it's obviously working.
Yeah, for sure.
And, as much as we don't want to lose anybody, we know it's inevitable. You look around the world, and it's just what's going to happen. But we're definitely going to hit that plateau where, the higher the amount of people, the higher the number of people who get tested, and the lower the number is of the people who actually have it and who are, sadly passing away. That'll tell us, when things are starting to get to a point where we can get back to, you can't say life is normal anymore, but
I understand.
It start to get out of again a bit, and when exactly that's going to be, well, that's going to come down to
the numbers.
How quick can we ramp up this testing?
Yep.
And just keep an eye on it.
I really appreciate you taking time on a Sunday to come on the Big John channel here. And if it's all right with you, I'd like to post your YouTube link down in the description, because I know that you've been updating on YouTube as well and giving people updates every couple days.
Absolutely.
Cheers, guys. Love yous all. Big John's out. Be positive. Don't be negative. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And man. Cheers.